Hello, everyone. It's Mark here again. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network, and this is the best bit of the job for me. This is where I get to introduce you to one of our members, and Parama has joined me today, having joined us as a full member. Parama, thank you so much for coming along today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mark, for that.
This is going to be fun. We're going to go on a magical cultural year. But before we do that, I'd like to give you the chance to say hello to everybody. Tell us where you're based and where we can find videos of your dance work and what your plans are for next year, 2025. So it's all yours.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Mark. I am Parama, and hello everyone here. It's very nice to join here. And about myself, I am a freelance dancer, Indian classical dancer. Currently, I am doing the Bharatanatyam. I am focusing on more on the Bharatanatyam. So Indian classical dance has other version also, like Kathak and all. So I trained in Kathak and Bharatanatyam, both one, but I am now focusing on Bharatanatyam. And I performed not only in India, in US as well. I am US based, so mostly my performances are in US, not in only one state, other states also in US. And beside that one, also I performed in the Council of International Dance Organization, the second World Indian Classical Dance Festival, which was organized in Greece. So yeah, so my goal is to perform and spread my network with other artists, and not only in my country, also multinationally I want to perform. And yeah, for that one also I have started recently my own dance school over here. So it is Nritya Bitan Dance School. So yeah, so I am looking forward in the next year to create different choreography and productions over there and continuing my performances. So beside that, also in the zonal level or the regional level, I am connected with other organizations as well. So yeah, that's it. That's a little gist about myself. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much for that. I've seen some of your videos and they're just beautiful. So thank you for sharing those with us. And wherever this appears, we'll drop some videos of your dancing into your profile so that others can enjoy it. It's fantastic. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to have some fun to find out where your preferences lie in certain art forms. There are no wrong answers to these questions, but we will use this to create a fantasy year for you, cultural year. Now, in order to do that, I need to place you somewhere in the world. And I'm going to do that by asking you, what's your favorite building?
Okay. Yes.
What's your favorite building?
Okay, in anywhere from the world, right?
Anywhere in the world, yes.
Okay, so in here, I know about the Indian Taj Mahal. That is one, and another building I dream to visit over there. That is the Eiffel Tower. I know.
Eiffel Tower. That's two beautiful, beautiful buildings. I'm going to choose the Eiffel Tower. Okay, of those two for the purposes of the fun we're having. So. And I don't need to show everybody those because I think most people are familiar with the Eiffel Tower and the Taj Mahal. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to be in Paris. Okay. I'd like you to imagine that you're sitting at a pavement cafe in Paris, looking at the Eiffel Tower. And it's sunny, it's 6 p.m., it's June and warm. And on the table next to you is a drink. What drink would I find there?
Okay, drink is from my side, I always prefer lemonade.
Lemonade. Real lemonade or homemade lemonade, perhaps?
Homemade lemonade I prefer the most. Yeah,
Perfect.
that's most favorite drink.
Excellent. Now, next to your drink is a book.
Yes.
It's either your favorite book or a book that has been with you all your life, or it's a recent discovery. What book might I find next to you?
In case of books, I would prefer because I come from the science background, but always my heart is always for the knowing more about the arts or history. So whenever I learn the foreign language as well, the English like that, because my mother tongue is different. So that one also I then learn only the historical books about the Egypt or any ancient, know, right? The history of Athens, or from my country, the history of Ajanta Ellora, the art caves. And also like that is my favorite, always my favorite books are like historical books or arts books. And beside that also in my childhood times, my favorite things is learning the detective story books. So I learned some of the books from the my mother tongue is Bengali. So I learned some Bengali detective story books. And if you ask me in English what I learned, yeah, I am very much fan of Sherlock Holmes. So when I was 8th standard, I learned kind of whole Sherlock Holmes.
I love that. I recently listened to Stephen Fry narrating all of the Sherlock Holmes books on Audible. It's fantastic. Love it. He became so famous, people thought he was real, didn't they?
Yeah.
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 Fantastic. Excellent. Okay. Now, you've just come from a meeting in Paris with a wealthy French family foundation. They've seen your dance videos, and they want to hire you for a year to travel the world, introducing people to the wonderful thing of Indian classical dance. Okay. And you can choreograph, you can produce your own ideas for it, but it's a very wealthy family foundation. They're going to hire you for a year to do this. It's extremely well paid. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Expenses are covered, first class all the way. And you're going to be touring the world, doing demonstrations of Indian classical dance with your own group traveling with you, okay, and musicians. So there's going to be there'll be a book deal out of it. There'll be a television series. There'll be a TED talk. There'll be a global university lecture tour as well later on. So it all sounds lovely. Any of the work that you need to be helped with back at home will be covered with some assistance. All you need to do is to decide where would you like to start. So we're going to fly you from Paris to somewhere else. Where would you like to go first?
It is really difficult to select because every place has its own flavor. And for me as an artist, every place is really, really important whenever I am performing. It does not seems like whatever stage I am getting, if I am performing, I am going to give the 100% as per the requirements. So it is really tough, but definitely it is the origin of Indian classical dance is from India, and I am US based, so I am getting more opportunities in US now. So definitely I would like to go like Australia or Europe, any
Okay.
country via Europe. Yeah.
Let's go to Sydney.
Okay.
In Australia. Have you been there before?
No, I have not. But recently, I am working with in a course with another guy for the it is belongs from the Australian cultural heritage. He is connected with that one and Australian Art Council. So over there, I am working with them, like 6 artists over there who are joining the course, and that is also a fun. We are more knowing about our own choreography. There is ballet dancer, jazz. I am from Indian classical dance, like 6 different countries they have joining. and we are giving our ideas, choreographing over there. We have there the talent scout, who is organizing that thing. So it is really fun. So like that, I am connected with them now.
That's great. Well, in that case, I think I might change the plan a little bit, and those friends and those connections in other dance forms can come with you on this tour. Okay, so you'll have all those artists with you. Excellent. Okay. Now, you're on the plane, okay, from Paris to Sydney. You turned left when you got on the plane because you're traveling first class. The steward brings you a glass of lemonade, real lemonade, and a note from the Wealthy Family Foundation back in France. They'd like you to help them with an experiment as well. They've asked you to limit your musical listening to one very specific genre or type of music for 12 months. So if you, to the exclusion of all else. So if you had to do that, what would you listen to?
Okay, one typical kind of music, right? They are going to decide which kind of music, right?
No, you do.
Okay, typical kind of music. It is also very, it is very hard.
It's difficult. These are difficult choices.
Yeah, because it depends on, human's mind, which music is suitable for a person. Because sometimes if really I need to focus on something, one kind of music is really good, like soothing music. If I need the energy, then I need the energetic music. No matter if I know the language, no matter what kind of instruments the music is using, it might be Western or Indian. So it's really difficult for me to decide.
I'm going to press you. Choose, you have to choose one.
Okay.
Which one will it be?
Okay. So I would not like uh, very rock or very hard music, no matter in which language it is. I would not prefer that one. Rather, I would prefer the soothing music, the smooth music.
Okay.
So because that is more suitable for my mood and to if I need the help of music to healing myself, my mind or anything, soft music is very good, or not the rock one. Yeah.
Okay, that's yours. Excellent. Now, we're in Sydney and a group of dancers have come to meet you. They're going to take you to a dance performance and then out to dinner. Okay. Now, don't forget, I have a time machine and a magic wand. So I can put any dance performance on the stage in front of you from any era, from any country, famous dancers, living or not, any dance group or any dance style. And it doesn't have to be Australian. So if I could wave that magic wand and put any dance performance on that stage from history as well, if you wish, what would you like to watch?
From that is okay. So any ancient dance type, right? So in the case of anciency, there is, I know, the ballet and any Indian classical dance. So both is, I like both of them to watch if from the ancient time.
Okay, so some early ballet, perhaps.
Yeah, that also I would like to prefer. Though I don't have that much technical idea, honestly, on that. But yeah, I do understand what they are depicting, so I can enjoy over there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll do a double header. We'll have classical ballet for the first half and then Indian classical, ancient Indian classical dance for the second half. There we go. Now, they're taking you out to dinner. And Sydney has restaurants from all over the world in it. You can choose any national cuisine you like. What would you choose?
Okay, so I normally Indian foods I like. Beside that, also I like sushi. Sushi is one option for me. And beside that, definitely in morning time, I like normal breakfast, like which is started with the toast and all, tea and toast. And actually, it is breakfast, lunch, and the snacks is I can choose from different continents. Like toast and tea, I would prefer for the breakfast, and for the lunch, I might prefer the salad if I want some light one, or if I want something very heavy, then I would choose the biryani from the Indian cuisine. And snacks, I would like to go for the sushi.
Okay, I think we're going for sushi. There we go,
Okay.
for our
Yeah.
restaurant. Excellent. Now we've jumped on another plane. We're going somewhere else. Where are we going? So we started in Paris and we flew to Sydney. Where are we going next?
Okay, so you are covering India and the Europe and Australia. After that, I would like to go. There is the New Zealand, another continent, or South America, because that continent we have not covered.
Okay, let's go to South America then. Where would you like to go? What country?
South America, they have some Brazilian dance I saw, or they have some programs also I saw, very much art and culture oriented. So Brazil is the best. Yeah.
Brazil. Okay, we're going to go to Rio. Rio.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now you arrive there and you settle into your apartment. You can see the statue of Christ the Redeemer and you can see the bay from your apartment. And it's sport day tomorrow in Brazil. What sport would you like to watch? You can have anything you like.
Okay. So honestly, I am not that much connected with the sport, but as an Indian has a craze to watch the cricket. So I have that one. But from the Brazil, I think it is the country of football, the soccer. So I would like to watch the soccer game, but the thing is, I don't have much idea on soccer or any sport. That is honest.
Well,
Because
there'll be friends with you who can explain the rules as it goes along. And India are on tour. The Indian football team are on tour, and they're playing Brazil in Rio. So that's what we'll watch. Excellent. Now, in Rio de Janeiro, there is a new visual art gallery. It's digitally enhanced, and you can go in and you put on a virtual reality headset and you can step into the work of a famous artist.
okay.
And you can choose the artist, and it's three-dimensional. You can walk around in the painting with this on. Who would you like to step into? Whose work? Which artist? Which famous artist's work?
Uh, right now, I any name is not coming in my brain, but yeah, if you speak over the dance style, so Brazil has its own regional dance style. I'm not able to remember the name, but I would like to step over there. Their dance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to find what that is. I've forgotten it. It begins with C.
Yeah.
Where is it? I think it's called Copabera or something like that. I can't find it. Brazilian dance style.
Yeah. Can also find it.
Yeah. Capybara or something like that, I think it's called.
Yeah, they have one.
Yeah.
Might be multiple, but famous
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
It's half dance, half combat. Yeah, it's
Ever wondered what's inside your toothbrush?
there we are. It's capoeira.
Okay.
Capoeira. It's a half dance, half combat Brazilian capoeira. Yeah, okay. That'll be good.
Yeah.
And for the visual artist, I think we might step into some Dali, which Salvador Dali, that would be fascinating. Excellent. Now, I've flown out to meet you. No, we're going to fly. You're flying to London, okay?
Yes.
To meet me, and we're going out every evening together. On Monday, we're going to a pop or rock show. On Tuesday, we're going to a play, a theatre play. On Wednesday, we're going to a West End musical. And on Thursday, we'll go to the opera. And on Friday, we'll go to the movies. Okay. Okay. Now, what are you a pop and rock fan?
Not much, but sometimes, depending on the, not much. Yeah.
Who would you like to see live in concert?
It is very hard to remember the name, artist name. I always used to forget the names. But yeah.
Well, we'll go and see, who shall we see? Coldplay, perhaps. We'll see the band Coldplay live. That would be nice. And now you're in London, so I think it should probably be some Shakespeare at the Globe Theatre in London.
Yeah.
Are you a Shakespeare fan?
Yeah, I learned, not learning the Shakespeare, but I know the stories of the Shakespeare's. Yeah, I have the idea over there.
In which case, which of Shakespeare's plays would you like to watch?
I have the idea, but if you ask me about the particular play, that I might not be able to say that one.
I think there is one called The Importance. Oh no, The Taming of the Shrew, I think, is a good one. Or we could see Macbeth or Hamlet.
Macbeth over there.
Macbeth. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about an opera? Do you enjoy Western opera?
Yeah, opera is good. Yeah, I watch sometimes theater things.
Would you like me to suggest one, or do you have a favorite?
No, you need to give me the idea.
I think we'll see Madame Butterfly by Puccini.
Okay.
Madame Butterfly. That's got some lovely big arias in it. And now I'm looking forward to this because I'm hoping you'll suggest something that I can watch. So I'd like you to choose the film that we watch, and I would love it if it's one I haven't seen. So what film comes to mind that I wouldn't have seen, perhaps?
Okay. Here also, I am not that movie person.
Do you have a favorite in a Bollywood movie?
Bollywood also, I am not that much connected with the movie things.
Then I think, have you seen Slumdog Millionaire?
Yeah, I watched that one.
I'd love to see that again, and I would love it because the music is great in that. Excellent. Now we're nearly there, Parama.
Yes.
One more question. We're still in London. I've booked a table for you for lunch, a sushi restaurant for lunch, 2 hours, a nice leisurely lunch. And you can invite one person to join you, and that can be anyone you like, living or not, famous or otherwise. Who would you invite to spend a leisurely 2-hour lunch with if you could invite anyone?
Okay, so it should be some one artist or someone from my family or something. What?
Anyone you like, entirely up to you. Living or not, famous or not, anyone.
I would always prefer my family. And then, yeah, definitely my husband, who is helping me all the way out. Every time, whenever I am doing something, encouraging me. So definitely he is the person. If I am getting that much long trip, he should be the part of that one.
That's your husband, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Now, in a slight twist to this question, who would he invite if it wasn't you?
Yeah. he might invite definitely. If you ask about him, yeah, he will invite. He is a very good, always watching the sports and all, tennis and football. So definitely he will invite. From the tennis player, there is three tennis player he likes: Nadal, one, and Djokovic, and another one also. So most probably from three tennis player, he would like to invite somebody.
Okay, well, Nadal has just retired from tennis, so perhaps we should invite
Yeah.
Nadal. Yeah, excellent. Well, there we go. I'm leaving you to it. You're traveling the world, you're recording a TV show, you're preparing for the TED Talk, there's a book deal. It's all gone beautifully well. So, and then you get home, and it's very busy because you're going on a global university lecture tour to introduce people to Indian classical dance. There we go, Parama. Have you enjoyed your fantasy cultural year?
Yeah, sure. Exactly. And it is excellent tour.
When shall we go? So excellent. So wherever this appears, there'll be links to you, videos of you, and we'll then be making that available on YouTube and SoundCloud and as on our video podcast on Spotify as well. So thank you again so much for joining me today, and thank you for being one of our full members. It's very much appreciated. We're member funded, as you know, and I look forward to seeing you again at one of our networking events. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that, Parama?
Yeah, sure. Exactly. I enjoyed it very much. I did not expect like this kind of fun event I would join. Then definitely I would take some more preparation on some
No,
of your questions. Honestly.
it's much more fun if you don't prepare, and you did a fantastic job. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Parama, and see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mark.